Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second early stage show. So here we are interviewing founders fundraising on Colony. Quick disclaimer, this show is not financial advice, and as always, you should really do your own research. Today, we're talking with Pulsar. The deal is 40 million valuation, $500,000 capacity for CLY stakers. The vesting is 10% TGE. You have 6 months cliff and 12 months linear vesting. Okay, so as you can see in this small trailer, so Pulsar is a AAA sci-fi MMO RTS game that draws inspiration from StarCraft, Diablo, and EVE Online. And the cool thing is you can already, as you can see, download and play the game. It's live, and if you start playing it now, you will start mining Pulsar. So they have the flexibility of having their own blockchain. So Pulsar has this multi-chain onboarding capacity. So it's adapted for both Web 2 and Web 3 gamers. And the Pulsar token itself can serve as both in-game currency, but also subnet gas. So the utility of this token is really high. And it's not a dual token economy. There is only one token for the game. In terms of the blockchain itself that they built, they are already doing more than 400 million transactions in a bit less than 9 months. They already have 30,000 players on a monthly basis. So this, already success is led by a team that have been building for more than 2 years now through the bear market. They are industry veterans who worked on big projects big games and established really great success like Candy Crush. So in this show, we're going straight to the point. If you like it and if you want to discover more crypto entrepreneurs, their product and how to invest really early in their project, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. To access the deal itself, you will need to stake CLY token and then pass KYC on Colony Labs platform. That's app.colonylab.io. Colony complies with international fundraising standards, so US investors, among others, are not allowed to participate. So after this really quick intro, let's jump directly right into it. So Alvaro, the CEO of Pulsar, is joining us now. So the first question that I have for him is the elevator pitch. So he has 30 seconds to answer why Pulsar is so unique, what is the value proposition, and why anyone should participate in their current private sale.
Hi everyone, I'm Alvaro Martin and I'm the CEO of Pulsar. Pulsar is a mixture between StarCraft, World of Warcraft and EVE Online with a 4x economy, something truly unique. Right now we are in testnet with more than 30,000 players and we did more than 430 million transactions. You can download and play Pulsar today. Start mining Pulsar. However, if you want to be really early, you can become one of our investors if you go to the Colonies platform.
Well done, Alvaro. Well done. That was a good one. The second one is now the vision and goal pitch. So please tell us, what is your vision for Pulsar? What are your upcoming goals, short term, long term? Go for it.
So here we are going to follow the same strategy of success that we had at King with the Candy Crush franchise. Today, Pulsar is a modern-looking 24 hours MMO RTS 4x economy, one of the best economies in the market, And tomorrow we are going to reskin the game, so it's going to be more like Warcraft or middle-age type of game. However, the next year we are going to take the same technology tools absolutely everything, yeah, and create something more close to Farmville, which is very much different, but it's the same kind of a structure, and we can reuse absolutely everything in our technology. That is how we acquire more users in the whole pie of user acquisition in the market. Yeah. So in the short term, we are going to release Pulsar on mainnet in Q3, which is our blockchain, and really soon we are going to release also our game in the Epic Game Store, and in mobile it's going to be around December. Yeah. So that is very important for us, because in the moment that we tap into mobile, then we are going to do the phone version that is going to be more comfortable in small screens. Yeah. And for the next year, we are going to release in Steam. Our technology allows us to seamlessly make totally transparent the Web3. So there is no difference between a Web2 player or a Web3 player. So we can move to this platform at ease. Yeah.
Okay, so that was a nice speech too. Now moving on to the next question regarding your fundraising experience with the community for your private sale with Colony. So question, why did you choose to fundraise through the Avalanche community on Colony's platform?
So the traditional way in crypto to release projects is a launchpad or an IDO. We think that traditionally it's kind of harmful for some projects and for the token price. And we think that the community in Colony has the right mindset, yeah, to participate and let them participate in our private round. It's like a crowd of smart people that maybe they don't have individually a lot of money, but in conjunction, yeah, they can be investors. That is something fantastic. We really like it. We like the mindset, and we like the team. So perfect match.
That's great. That's great. And you've been on the Colony community for quite some time yourself. So pleasure to hear this. All right, great. So after this, like quick overview of what you guys doing at Pulsar, I think we should deep dive a bit more. So we're gonna talk about the founder story, the Pulsar story itself, the product focus. So I'll ask you many questions on, how can people play the game right now? What are the different modes? What are the roles of the different NFTs that you have on the platform? How will you grow the user base, and when is mainnet launch? And we'll also touch on the tokenomics, token distribution, token vesting, and so on. And we'll finish by some of the questions from the investors. So to start with, please, what is your story? You, Alvaro, the CEO of Pulsar, like, what did you do before going all in Web3 gaming?
I'm Alvaro Martin. I'm the CEO of Pulsar, yeah, and I've been 2 decades in the video game industry. Yeah, I'm former tech director of King, that one of the Candy Crush franchise. Yeah, so I built technology for 400 million daily active users, which is what we achieve in the Candy franchise. And during these 2 decades of video games, I was participating as a technical lead for projects like Angry Birds Holiday, plugins for Unreal Engine, and tons of video game engines since the inception of my path in the industry. Yeah. So, and today we are here to present you a bit of Pulsar.
That's that was a great founder story. Thank you, Alvaro. Now maybe we could deep dive a bit more on Pulsar story, how the team came together, and really, like, I think people should understand that you guys been building this for almost 3 years now. So if you can run us through, what you guys have been through, and the challenges that you faced, and everything that you achieved so far.
So we've been almost 3 years building in Avalanche. We started with the whole infrastructure and the gaming tools. Yeah, because when I started thinking in Pulsar with my co-founder Fernando, we've both been 2 decades building video games in the industry, right? So we had some stones in the path with the technology back then. So we needed to build everything by ourselves. and we couldn't rely on third parties because they didn't have the technology we needed. Yeah. However, we had the expertise, so we put our brains together with more friends in the industry, and we just sit it down and we build the whole base and tools for our game. Yeah. So we built with the team during the bear market. You need to think about that. That is normally a tough moment, but also a sweet spot because you don't need to be all the time in the spotlight. So that allows you to build, I would not say in calm, but build without the noise of the market and the up and downs, right? So the game is playable. And actually, before we went to ask for any money to any investor, at the beginning in the seed round, what we did is to build a part of the deck. We built a little demo. Yeah. So we call our friends in the industry saying basically two words: Unreal Engine 5, yeah, and crypto. And they said, okay, I don't know what crazy thing you are doing, but I will be jumping in. Yeah. So we abandon everything, our big salaries, our stability to create all of this. Yeah. So as I said, the game is playable. It's been playable for 9 months already with the different competition. It's fully in the blockchain. It supports 6 different blockchains where the people can use to buy our assets. We have that kind of same mentality of scalability, reusability, but also additionally to that, hey, if in Web2 you can buy with dollars, euros, yens, pounds, why you cannot buy our asset with all the liquidity as maximum available out there, right? So apart from that, we are still in testnet. We reach more than 400 million transactions, very meaningful that you can actually check every day. We are running 2 events per quarter to test different theses in the market, to have some kind of engagement. And all of that was matching our vision since the beginning. Because at the end, the inception story of Pulsar is how we can refresh the genre of the game we are trying to make and how we can make better games in the market. But for that, we needed infrastructure and technology to attract those Web2 players. I have no doubt that in the future, Web2 and Web3 players are not going to be different from each other. It's just a technology choice, but you should have the right tools and technology that is running those games. So in that sense, we already built it. The game is out there, and we have a fantastic MMO RTS with a Forex economy that you can download and play today.
All right. Thank you, Alvaro, for this good insight on how the team got together and how Pulsar is, team has been building through the bear market for more than 2 years, 2 to 3 years now. Maybe we can move more to the product focus and talk about few questions that I have for you. So the first one maybe is how accessible is the game, and what did you build to enhance accessibility? So I think there is both very important perspective. There is the Web 2 perspective and the Web 3 perspective. So if you can maybe address the 2 different markets.
Sure thing. So one thing for us was very clear when we started the project: how to make accessible Web3, yeah, because it has some complication. From the Web3 perspective, crypto native or crypto people is used to, hey, I need to connect a wallet. When I do a transaction or something, I need to sign up. I need to send these tokens, do this trading. But the 99% of the players, they don't know what the heck is even MetaMask, right? So for us, that after so many years and so many millions of players that we manage, we decided to start with the infrastructure and make it completely transparent. Yeah. So right now we have an experience that download and play, we call it. You just download the game and you start playing the game. It's going, as we are in early stages, it's going to ask you for your nickname, your mail, and then you enter. We give you a free pack of NFTs, and then you enter to play directly the game. So the wallet connection is optional, and this is one of the great things that the Avalanche Subnet and having our bespoke and customized subnet is giving us for all our players, right? So in that sense, Ellie, from the Web 2 and Web 3 perspective, you don't feel anything, and that's the magic.
Okay. Yeah, that's very cool. That's very, very cool. And it's really something that a lot of games are thinking this through for a long time to see, should I build it myself? Should I use third parties? Like, how do I make sure the onboarding is smooth? So I think you guys managed to. I mean, you've been at it for like 3 years now, so
Yeah, we did everything. Many companies try to sell us their solution and whatnot, and actually very complicated solution. Even big branded blockchain has their own solution for this onboarding. But let's be honest, if we want to bring many, what we call today Web2 players, fresh money into the industry, you should not feel anything of Web3. It just should work.
Yeah, exactly. It's really hard to comprehend for like DeFi people that have to connect their wallet and so on. But I think we'll start experiencing like proper Web2 onboarding. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Next question is, what are the different modes and how people can start mining Pulsar today? Like how
All right, so
what are the different modes in the game?
Yeah, so right now we have 3 game modes. Yeah, the first one is the core gameplay loop, where you start building, you start mining different resources, and start trying to learn a bit the mechanics of the game. Yeah, in that core game loop is where you are going to learn how to play the other ones. Yeah, the second game mode we have is dungeons. Yeah, so you start in a land with some friends, maybe unknown people there, yeah. But then you have the community in Discord or in other channels, and you would like, even though you are in different lands, you would like to start playing something together, yeah. The second game mode is what we call dungeons, yeah. And then you can jump in up to 8 players, make everything explode to gain extra rewards, yeah. The nice thing of this game mode is that you can decide to relax afterwards, go to your land, spend your resources improving your NFTs and leveling them up. So everything became a bit more easy. Yeah. Additionally, that this game mode is where it's going to make you be more recognized in the community because you start scoring different points in our leaderboards. Yeah. The third game mode is the events. This is very similar to Season Pass. Yeah. And in the typical event, we put a big pool of rewards that is Pulsar, of course, then mineral gas, some NFTs for the big winners and the groups, yeah. And this is our best user acquisition driver and sales, yeah, because the people are saying, hey, hold on, I've learned a lot, I already play with my friends, I know the mechanics, and now we can group together, knowing the rules that we post in our wiki, to win the rewards of these big pools, these big events. Yeah, actually, we want to repeat the event of Pitch Black. That was really awesome. The past year, we got tons of engagement there and was extremely fun because lights goes off completely and then aliens come from everywhere and you need to be the whole day defending your base. So yeah, those are the 3 game modes. More are coming, like the Hold the Base and many others. Until then, the next year, that is when we are going to focus on a more competitive path. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I think you really went through the different modes, and it's really something to explore for like a long time to properly wrap your hand around all the different aspects of it and how you can build the strongest strategies to mine as much Pulsar as possible.
Yes. The stronger and the higher levels your Pulsar miners are going to be, the more you mine. This is very important in our game. NFTs has a progression. Yeah. So it's not like just jump in, mine, and go out. No. You need to be, if you play every day constantly, you are going to level up your miners because we only sell the level once and there are 100 levels. Yeah. And the curve of everything are exponential. So if your miners are high level, you're going to enjoy mining much more.
That's really nice. And people can also maybe upgrade their mining equipment and then sell that on the market to other players, right?
Exactly. One of our principle and core values in our 36 pages of tokenomics we have. One part of it is how we make more powerful the secondary market. And this is very clear for us. We are always going to sell the level 1 NFTs. There are different rarities, yeah, like common, uncommon, rare, and then the Genesis one. All the 2 are coming, yeah, legendary and epic. but we only sell the level ones of 100 levels and 5 different tiers. Yeah. So it's only you, the participant of that is able to catch some of those very special NFTs, who are going to sell those NFTs afterwards. Because if we can think about our audience is Web3, so they are going to understand. We are going to have 80% Web2 players, which are more like consumers, right? And Web3, 20% Web3 players, which are more the liquidity generator, NFT liquidity generators. Yeah. So when these guys, the Web2 players, are going to consume in the in-game shop, what they are going to sell, what they are going to buy is what the Web3 people are selling. So we are going to show the NFTs of our community to those people that want to buy.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's yeah, and I know like the tokenomics can be really complicated. That's why you guys have like almost 40 pages of tokenomics.
Yes.
That, by the way, is available on the data room for colony stakers if you want to go through it. Okay, my next question is regarding the Pulsar blockchain itself, because
Yes.
you guys built a game, but not only that, you also built your own blockchain.
Yes.
So maybe you run us through, how interoperable Pulsar will be. Because of that, because of the fact that you have your own blockchain, you can really interact with a lot of other blockchains. From my understanding, you guys build a bridge as well for that. So that would be nice to understand that a bit better.
Sure. So this touch a bit also even in the onboarding and the accessibility, yeah? Because at the beginning, we thought, okay, why we need to accept only one token to purchase our stuff, right? So one of the benefits that have an Avalanche subnet or your dedicated blockchain is that you can actually accept multiple tokens from other places, like as liquidity, right? So in the video game industry, we don't care if you pay with dollars, with euros, or with gens. Doesn't matter, right? So we have the same principle. We want to attract all the liquidity. And if you have BNB or USDT or ETH or AVAX, which is our major purchase and what we love the most, right? You can use it. You can just use it. Then our technology stack that we put on top of our blockchain is able to bridge the knowledge of where you have those assets and bring it into the game. Yeah. So that is how we have our multi-chain interaction. We have actually a multi-minting capability in our tech stack, and that is how we accept the money of everybody. Of course, credit card too. Wait a second. Why Pulsar has its own blockchain? It's not only because of that. There we need to dig down just a little bit more there. Yeah. One problem that all the video games are going to have is, okay, if I publish in XYZ blockchain, just the running cost of have my game running there is going to be extremely high. We are used to have predictable cost when we use Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, and so on. Yeah. So for us, was not an option to go and publish directly the economy engine into another blockchain. Yeah. So Avalanche Subnet gave us the opportunity to replace the whole economy engine of our project and put a blockchain as a technology. Yeah. I know that this is more complex of what I would say right now, but it's like replace a database for a very smart database where you can program the rules, yeah, and everything works seamlessly for everybody who is doing or playing your game or interacting with your game and game assets, yeah. So that advantage, it's going to give us the economy engine of the whole company, not only Pulsar, also the upcoming games that are coming, yeah. So as that was very key and important, we needed to build a very reliable set of tools and infrastructure to be able to process a lot of transactions. Because in gaming, when you have like us, you have 400 million daily active players in Web2. those mean millions of transactions, meaningful transactions every single day. So we needed to be prepared for that case scenario that is going to come more and more often into the Web3 industry with the new inflow of users.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's, I think, like from my perspective, it's really like impressive. So what we're showing right now on the screen is live data from your blockchain on the Fuji network, right?
Yeah.
So can you run us through why all these transactions are happening? Because I know like some in the community might think, this is like fake transactions, but
Oh,
I think with Pulsar, it's really linked to user activity. So can you like
yes.
run us through why we see that many blocks, every second or so?
Totally. So the first goal we had is, can we process a lot of transactions very fast? And the answer is yes. When you're going to enter into the game, we have a blockchain tab. Yeah, in the bottom left corner of the game, we have that tab that says blockchain. So you can see all the transactions that are done, how they are batched, and how they are sent. Yeah. Additionally to the speed, we wanted to have our system what we call elastic TPS. Yeah. What we do with that is, doesn't matter if we have more or less volume, automatically is going to adapt to the bandwidth we are setting to the blockchain. Yeah. So right now we have more than 30,000 players per month. Yeah. And every day you can see up and downs in the stats in the Explorer. Yeah. So that was the second one, big volume of transactions. So as we don't have that millions and millions of players yet, like we are used to have in Web 2, then we needed to do that interaction with the blockchain more often. Yeah. So when the ecosystem is going to be growing and growing and growing, we are not going to be batching transactions every 5-10 seconds. Yeah. It's going to be more in different key scenarios. Unless our friends in Avalanche release the Hyper SDK, which we told them, hey, we want to be your guinea pig. We want to be in the cutting edge front of it and test it. Yeah. And we can continue with having a real-time meaningful transaction, in-game transaction. So what you are seeing in the Explorer actually right now are for instance, when we have a miner mining something during some seconds, that miner is going to put it in his backpack, and that miner is going to drop it afterwards in either the mothership or the mobile depot. Normally, mobile depots. When that mobile depot drop it into the mothership, which generates a change in your balance, is when get batch. So are not like making transaction by transaction. Every time your balance in the game get a change, if you have linked your wallet, you're going to see MetaMask balance going up and down. Yeah, and that is what we wanted to achieve. How much pressure we can put on this technology to be able to know its limit. Now we know the limits after 9 months having our product out there in testnet, and now we can adjust the different parameters to know when we have a big inflow of people, what are going to be the final transactions. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, and I just wanted to highlight a few numbers here. So you're doing like 32 seconds, 32 transactions per second. So that's really good for like a test net, I would say. I think we can only imagine what you guys will be able to achieve, on mainnet. And one thing that struck me as well is if we look at the total transaction. So right now you have almost 430 million transactions
Yes.
on testnet, and if we look at the C chain itself, we are doing, since the C chain went live, so that was September 2020, if I'm not mistaken. They're doing almost 500 million. And you
Oh
guys
wow.
been live on testnet for how long again?
9 months.
9 months. Okay.
9 months.
So how long would you say it will take for you guys when you hit mainnet to have more transaction count than than the C chain.
In mainnet, oh wow, I don't know. That is going to be a fun competition. So I don't know, but games does do a lot of transaction. And think about that. Everything in our game is going to use Pulsar in one way or another, consuming energy because it's the energy of the game. Later, maybe in another moment, we can dig down into the gaming specifics, no? But every player is going to have the chance, depending on the configuration and lands and whatnot, to mine Pulsar, but they are also consuming Pulsar. Yeah, this is a very normal mechanic in Web 2. Yeah, so the beautiful thing in games is that there are many things that is happening all the time, absolutely everywhere, right? So when we are going to catch up, I cannot tell, but maybe we can bet less than 1 year or even less. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you have good traction, I think it's 6 months. If you already are close to in 9 months of testnet, and obviously your testnet activity went up recently, so you're doing more than what you used to be doing. So yeah, I would say my bet is on like 6 months if everything goes well.
Something like that, yes.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, good stuff.
Yeah, but that's why Avalanche designed it in this way. Like, I think they call it like different highways or highway lanes, right? So it's like, hey, we are going at our own pace with all our infrastructure, security, and so on, which is very fast actually and cheap. But you have another pace because you want to do your own thing, right? So they allow us with the subnets to do that. Actually, that's what you were sharing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's great. Okay, and maybe one thing, did we go over how like you guys build a bridge as well? So people from ETH, people from other chains,
yes,
will be able to access Pulsar subnet easily, right? How would
yes.
that?
So there are two ways for NFTs. When you pay in ETH, it's going to be minted in ETH. Yeah, you don't need to bridge anything to play with that asset in our subnet. Yeah. So then there is a bit of complication here, but the thing is we have our set of tools. Yeah. What they are doing is tracking our smart contracts that everyone can track actually, but it's going to detect that someone purchased someone in the Ethereum network. Yeah. But as we are tracking it too, we are capturing that transaction and making it in our game, available in our game. So you are going to play your game and you are going to see that some of the IDs of your unit is ETH01, AVAX 230 or whatever, right? So we need to build all of that technology so you don't worry about absolutely anything and you just think, hey, I just want to purchase, I choose my currency to purchase this and I forget about the rest. For the operations in Pulsar, what is going to happen is that we have the gas of the blockchain, our dedicated blockchain, where you will need to bridge to the C chain because we think that the people feel comfortable with the C chain where they have the ERC20s there, and actually ERC20s in the C chain are already linked with many exchanges. Yeah, so you just will need to click a button and you are going to have your Pulsar tokens into the C chain available to do whatever you want with them.
Okay, that's great. And maybe we could go because I think one piece that we're missing right now is the NFT side.
Sure.
So maybe we could go a bit deeper on the NFT side. So you guys have like already like a shop live on your website. So that's pulsar.game at shop. Can you run us through, how does it work? Like the NFT side of Pulsar, what is the roles of the NFT, like the lens and other in-game assets, and how do they play maybe according to the token itself?
Sure thing. So one of the key factor for us was also, we need buy individual NFTs. It's something very hard. So we put for you like a pack of NFTs. So the first tab you are watching here is pack of NFTs. 30 NFTs, 15 NFTs. So you can just directly purchase what you want, and you enter a part of the free pack of NFTs we are giving now. Yeah. Then you have individual NFTs if you want to improve your gear, and we have the lands. Yeah. That land is not like the Genesis land. And let me tap into a bit of the tokenomics here. Yeah. So Pulsar is in Genesis land. Those land are limited in number. As they are limited, the NFTs, the Genesis NFTs are limited in number 2, in miners, Genesis Pulsar miners, and Genesis Pulsar refineries are limited in numbers. The Genesis units of the rest are also limited in number, but it's more, if you think about it, it's more a chance driven when we do a drop. Yeah, but we have a hard limit on the Genesis miner and refineries, as we have with the lands. Yeah. So if we put 1 billion maximum supply in Pulsar for all the games we are going to build over the years. Yeah. Around end of 25, when all the vesting schedule is going to finish, we are going to be around 300 million. Yeah. However, we are not going to sell more land unless we have a demand, because in Pulsar, you need to take into account that we are one token actively managed economy. Yeah, it's not a schedule based, it's not a chance or airdrop based or something like that. We really care about it. Yeah, because we drive all our own revenues to the token. Yeah, and that token can only be mined if you have a Pulsar land, which is Genesis. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, maybe like just to talk a bit about, like, because you mentioned it, like the user acquisition, like
yes,
and the fact that you also want to cap the supply to meet, like the current user base, and not to dilute them too much if it's not growing. So my question would be, like, how will you grow Pulsar user base? Like, what's your strategy there?
Yeah, so we have everybody needs to think about that. We have 20 years of experience on this one. Yeah. I think in Castle Crash Crypto we achieved 1 million or 1.5 million, if I don't remember grown. Candy Crush, the whole franchise, the whole 18 games were 400 million, but daily active, more than countries. Yeah, and of course in other companies, again, millions and millions. Yeah, so here became the question, right? All the technology we built was to make those millions and millions of Web2 people don't feel that this is a Web3 game. Yeah. So we are going to do the same strategy, successful strategy we did in Web2 with all our games. That is going to attract that liquidity, if you want, of customers or users. Yeah. But that should match demand and supply, right? So let's imagine that we capture 50K. No, that is, we are very close to that number. So 50K, we are going to do a Genesis drop, NFT drop. Yeah, and with that Genesis drop, we expect, because we measure absolutely everything. So we know, I will put unreal numbers. Yeah, we know that for 50K MAU, monthly active users, they are going to consume, I don't know, 1 million Pulsar. These are not real numbers, just to make the example. Yeah. So then we need to put land for, let's say, 2 years. So then we put land available to purchase for our Web3 knowledgeable people to generate that Pulsar. Yeah. Then if we reach 100K, we put more land on sale. If we reach 1 million, we are going to put more land on sale. And why is that important? Is to make the token sustainable. Because again, this is the token of our whole company and all our games. And it's not a 2-token economy. It's 1-token economy where we put all our passion, knowledge, and that's why the tokenomics has 36 pages. Yeah. So the key factor comes here. One of the things that differentiate us from the rest of Web3 projects out there is that when those Web2 players, or also Web3, because we don't differentiate, I'm differentiating now because we have the Web3 audience, so they are going to catch the little technical details. Yeah. So when those players are going to purchase something in our game, they are going to do like a pack of gold, like they did in Candy Crush, or gold bars or gems. Yeah. They are going to purchase a pack of Pulsar, and then with that Pulsar, they are going to spend it on buying the NFTs of other people or the level ones that we sell, or trading because they want 10 million mineral because they need it to level up. They are going to do all that interaction. So that means that we are exposing all the company revenues, if you think about it, to Pulsar, right? Is not a speculative. Every asset probably has a speculation behind, right? But how we see it and how we care about it is not that type of speculative thing that we print from the thin air. Should have a demand and should have a supply. Yeah, that's why we believe 80% of the players are going to be consumers or Web2, and 20% are going to be the liquidity generator of NFTs and Pulsar. That in itself is going to make the harmonic, if you know what I mean, of how the system and everything flows. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're showing the economy design. If you want, I can dig down. I already kind of say the half of it.
Yeah. I know. I mean, like, I think you already talked about the maybe on the
land. So I talk with the land, tied to the user growth. Yeah.
Maybe you can talk about inflation and deflation of Pulsar itself.
Let's go. So inflation happened when we sell Genesis land. Yeah. We have an initial inflation if you think about it, because right now during testnet we need to generate the liquidity, the first liquidity of mainnet. Yeah. So what we are doing is running competitions with the people that are early in our game. You need to play the game. You need to be very active in the game to capture those airdrops, which is going to generate the first liquidity in mainnet. Yeah. So inflation comes from the sale of Genesis land. That Genesis land is limited and is tied to the user growth. Yeah. So let's say that we sell the first 10 million Pulsar for the first 100,000 players. Yeah. 100,000 daily active users. Yeah. So that is what generates, if you think about it, even though depend on your mining gear, because it can take you 1-2 years to extract that liquidity. Yeah. Because at the end, one of the inception concepts that we had was how we can gamify Bitcoin mining, but with games and having fun, with those machines. So the machines are the NFTs, the mining gear is the NFTs, and we call it, instead of proof of work, is a proof of engagement, which means the more engaged you are with the game, the more time you play to the game, the more Pulsar you are going to extract, And that is something that is essential for the balance of everything. Yeah. So where it's coming, then the deflation. The deflation is we have 32 revenue stream that Fernando designed. Yeah. These sinks, which is traditionally called in the Web3 industry sinks, is what is going to remove the liquidity from the market. Yeah. So you have the miners, or the people that most likely are miners. Yeah. Professional miners or not, casual, doesn't matter. But these miners are going to be generating that inflation bit a bit. Yeah. And through the demand, the deflation comes from the amount of players we have and the paying users, and all the game mechanics. If you want to buy consumables as a shield, skins, there are 32 revenue streams, which are sinks for all of that. Yeah. So those 32 revenue streams are going to capture that Pulsar. What happens with that Pulsar is that we put it in a treasury, and that Pulsar in that treasury, if we see an immediate demand when Web2 people are using their credit card to buy, is our treasury to give it to them to be extracting from the market. Another thing we can do with that powerful treasury is do competition, because the lands, if you buy land, you are going to be able to tax the players. Maybe you want to invest and you don't want to play. So you buy land, you make it public, and you put taxes. I don't know, 80% taxes on Pulsar and 20% taxes only on the rest of the resources. Or free, without taxes, the resources. Up to you. So effectively, what we are doing is when those Web2 people are entering in the game are working for you, yeah, for a reward. The better land that is going to give more Pulsar to them, probably they are going to be moving into those lands, yeah. So you are kind of creating jobs or kind of mini jobs inside of the game. So when the game is going to be growing more and more, it's going to deflate more. When we are reaching the limit of deflation, we are going to analyze the situation and we are going to put more land into circulation. Or instead of put more land into circulation, what we can do is, hey, let's run with the Pulsar we have in the treasury, more events that give fun, engagement, and we are all having fun making things explode. And we put that Pulsar in circulation again. So there are, again, is 36 pages of this.
Yeah.
And this is only possible by the last point, which is the low barriers of entry. You don't need to have knowledge of Web3. You don't need to wallet to start playing. You can learn it afterwards thanks to our technology.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's really like you build like a complicated like ecosystem to enable as well like any style of strategy, I would say, for people. So some will just like buy a land and then get some rent out of that land, and some others will play day and night to mine as much Pulsar as possible.
Exactly. Actually, one thing that I forgot to mention in the NFTs, super quickly. Our assets, if you go to the shop, are pegged to the dollar. What that means is that doesn't matter if Pulsar goes to 1 million per token, which is let's hope that don't reach that yet. Yeah. So, but will not be a problem because are pegged to the dollar, right? So even the people that make successful other Web3 games, people in Philippines, Venezuela, and so on, they are not going to have that barrier of that one NFT cost $10,000. So they have a chance to start, and we can do that the snowball of more and more users. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's maybe move on to, so the last question before we move on to the tokenomics was about more like the roadmap. And so like quickly, if you want to say a few words on the achievements so far, because you guys have been building for like almost 3 years now. So if you can maybe run us through like the quick achievement that you guys did, and then we'll be able to talk a bit more about the roadmap itself and the question that the community will be asking, which is when mainnet.
All right, so mainnet, I can answer that. Mainnet is going to be Q3. Yeah, we don't know the exact month because we are in the latest stage with our lead investor to really establish when that is going to happen. Yeah. So in terms of the roadmap, high level, what I can tell is that we are going to have Q3 the mainnet launch. Yeah. Then, very important milestone. You think about it that we are not going to have like proper vacation. We are going to be the whole time building and building. Why? Because in December is when we are going to move into mobile. Yeah, that is going to be something big. Between summer and December is when we are thinking to tap into Epic Games store. Yeah, everything is ready, but we are just waiting the sweet spot to do the launch. Yeah, mobile is going to be something really big. We are going to start with iPad. Yeah. Why iPad? Because it has like a similar screen, tablets, not only iPad, right? And then is when we are going to start making some tests and do the different launches in different countries. And is when we need to adapt all the UI to be able to have a very comfortable game in mobile. Yeah. Why mobile is very important is the biggest market of free-to-play games, and actually is the biggest market by revenue. I'm saying, yeah. So the trend that we saw in Forex games, we are a strategy game, which is an MMO, but we have a Forex economy. So if you know a bit of Forex game, probably one of the more famous right now is Star Trek Fleet Command. Yeah. So in that game, you have a PC version. So look at the crazy thing. What happened? Free-to-play games that were kind of mid-core, or we can consider it mid-core, yeah, they were doing PC versions. And when I was starting playing Forex games with battles and whatnot, they had this version with the emulator of Android, right? So mobile games are doing the jump into PC. We took the different approach because we think we have more freedom with PC, right? We have the Mac version too, and our technology allows us to be published everywhere, like Steam, that we are going to tap into it the next year, because there is no actually Web3 interaction in the middle or legal troubles with the wallet management and these kind of things. Yeah. So that is a bit of the roadmap. Also, we are going to be running 2 events per quarter. And of course, we are going to integrate with more blockchain to allow people pay with anything they want, Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, and etc. And depending on the partnership with the different blockchains, we are going to be integrating more and more those blockchain and the different tokens. Yeah. So at the end, our Avalanche Subnet is going to become a trap for all liquidity from many blockchains for people that just like to game or convert those tokens with their team with the time into revenue, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's the part I'm really excited to see how it will play out. It's like because you guys are the underlying technology is Avalanche, right? You guys using Snowman plus consensus and so on, but like you can really expand to other ecosystem as well. The game itself is not tied to Avalanche, and you can really expand to other ecosystems. So, and it's like a lot of game have been building through the bear market, but not all of them stayed alive for this moment. And so you guys did, so congratulations on that. That must be
Thank you.
For sure. And you have like, as of now, people can already play the game, can already mine Pulsar. So
yes,
it's already like ongoing, right? We're not talking just over like a deck here. It's proper like 3 years of development from a capable team.
You can touch it. No, is the difference. You can touch it.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe now we can go over the tokenomics.
Sure.
So yeah, I have a few questions on the tokenomics. Maybe let's probably start by the like token allocation, the distribution of the token, and the vesting schedule as well. So I'll let you.
So vesting schedule and lockup is pretty standard and attractive at the same time. Yeah, we are going to have 6-month lockup, 12-month linear vesting, and 10% unlock at TG. Yeah. So how we are going to organize this is as follows. First, you need to take into consideration that this pie that we can see in the screen is for the whole studio, all the games that we are going to create. And we are going to follow the same strategy that was very successful when we were building the Candy Crush franchise and different games and in other companies. Yes. So Pulsar is like the top of the spear, if you will. Yeah. And then we are going to be reskinning the game. Today's StarCraft-like, let's say. Tomorrow can be Warcraft-like, and the next year can be something like Farmville. With that, we grow the pie. And that is the 47% that you can see in your screen. That is for lands, yeah? So there is a 16% allocation for the private round. Maybe we do a few of them along the way. And 12% for the team, which we have the longest vesting, yeah? Along with advisors, yeah? Around 9% is the seed round, yeah? And we are going to have a small KOL round, yeah? One of the things that might be very interesting here is that I don't know how to say this without the spoils. So maybe, Ellie, you need to cut this. I don't know. But we have in our cap table, yeah? We have in our cap table...
Careful at not dropping too much alpha. But yeah, go for it.
But, okay, just one, because it's very interesting. So, in our cap table, invest like a big check, yeah? World champion of StarCraft, yeah? We are not going to say who. Maybe Ellie and the team will need to cut this clip, but let's leave it there, all right? So,
okay, great.
More things about this. I think that's it, no?
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I think like some people ask the difference between the seed round and the private round. So there is no difference in terms of the vesting. So they both have 10% TGE, 6 months cliff, and then 12 months linear. But people need to think about the fact that the people that invested in the seed round, they invested 2 years and a half ago, something like this.
Yes,
And
long
so,
ago.
yeah, so these people, they didn't know that you could, put it off, right? They had
Yeah.
like a good guess, but when they analyzed everything, they analyzed just like a deck, and they had like a conversation with the team, but they didn't have back then, a playable game, very good metrics, and a blockchain that is working as of now on Fuji and is doing like incredible performance there. So
Yeah, so back in the day was more belief on the team, right? And we had a playable demo back then when we dropped the when we were searching for the seed investment, yeah. And they have a big discount, and the reason is we had the team, we had a demo was playable but very simple, but we didn't have all the tools that is better than even gaming blockchains. We have even better technology. We have numbers, we have sales, we have a track record, we have a much more polished and bigger game. So back then was more like, hey, who you are. As I was former tech director of King of the whole technology, Fernando, director of new IPs, 2 decades in the video game industry. We tell them our story and what we wanted to do, and was more like a leap of faith, right? So, and that was like more than 2 years and a half ago. So that's why the difference in the pricing.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay, great. And besides like the price and the token distribution, I think we could maybe go a bit more into the token mechanics. So I think one thing that stands out with Pulsar is you guys don't have like two different tokens. It's only one.
Yes.
Can you run us through why you made that decision? I think it's really like enable accruing value to one token, which is probably better for investors and so on. So maybe we would.
So, from my point of view, when we were analyzing the market, when we started, we did a whole document of market research, yeah, because we didn't choose MMO RTS forex economy because we like it, yeah. It's like we love RTSs, how we make it fit in the market and one. And we found those big reasons and mechanics in Web 2, but analyzing games in Web 3, I think all of them were having two tokens. One governance token and another token that they print a lot and is hype and dump maybe, So that was very worrisome because with all the video game companies we are talking about, yeah, when we are having some chats regarding technology and so on, their concern is always the same. If I will have a token that should have value in the future for the next 10 years, 20 years, yeah, because we are used to manage that very long tail of games, right? So how we can make this thing sustainable? It's not to token economy because we need to care about it. If we drive all the revenues of the company to the token, directly, indirectly, in terms of treasury and so on, we are going to care about the price and the value. And that was the reasons to choose a one token actively managed economy, because we have 11 macro variables, so we can influence how much the token is moving to one place to another. Maybe we are doing too many alien attacks and the people need a breather. So we need to actively manage how things are happening. When you add a new feature in the game, you want that the people discover it. You want to reward the people that are playing every single day or almost every single day. So we're used to manage the economies to make it fun in the Web 2 industry. That is the way for us to make it also fun and sustainable in the Web 3.
Okay. Yeah, that's. I think that's a great. That's a great approach because I've talked to some founders, and they were like, it's better to have two things different. This way, gamers can play, and people that want to have like a better control on the game and so on. And it's like, yeah, but like, how do you how do you make sure one keeps value and not the other one? It's a bit tricky. Yeah.
Well, tricky to not say anything. Okay. No. Yeah, it is. It is tricky. It is tricky. It is.
Okay, great. I think on the tokenomics, I had like more questions on on inflation and deflation and so on, but I think we touched that
Yes.
already. I think it's pretty much it from my side. Maybe we can deep dive on the investors' questions now. So we
Sure.
have, yeah. So we have like, so the first question is, how are you going to use the proceed from the seed round? Meaning, the capital you're currently raising for the seed round. Where are
Sure.
you going to allocate it for? To what sort of expenses? Is it going to be more marketing? Is it going to be more on the development side or user acquisition? So,
Yeah, marketing is always and should be always a big chance. So there are basically three main areas we are going to be using the raise proceeds. Yeah. So the first one will be, of course, continue building the game and the technical development team. Yeah. A game to be sustainable in time and make a big splash and whatnot needs the team to be strong and generate content. Yeah. So we have planned to hire additional 18, 20 people by the end of this year. Yeah. And we have planned to add as many new gaming features as we can towards all these plans that we already announced. The Epic Game Store, the mobile release, and also the Steam release. Yeah. Somewhere next year. Yeah. Then the second thing that I want to highlight here is marketing. Is very important. Normally, the budgets in Web 2 are between 40-50%. That is what we are used to have. And our budget is going to be for marketing. Yeah. Unfortunately, Web 2 marketing is more expensive than Web 3, right? Because Web 3, we are very correlated with each other in Twitter and different applications. And it's a small community. We know each other. And it's kind of cheaper. But if we want the fresh money to come and generate the revenues, we need to heavily invest in marketing and specifically in user acquisition. Yeah, this is nothing to take lightly because it's the brain and butter of what we do in the video game industry forever. Yeah, and the third thing, using the funds, is because we plan to launch in one or two centralized exchanges this year, and it's going to be expensive, as everybody knows, but necessary.
okay. Yeah. I mean, sex listing are the worst for sure.
Yes.
uh, okay, great. I think like people ask for the like questions as well for the future roadmap, but I think we went through this during the interview already.
Great.
One of your big focus is going mobile by the end of the year,
Yes.
and the mainnet should be in Q3. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's great. In terms of the vesting as well, so we had like a question for the vesting. Why is it the same for seed and private sale? We answered that as well. It's not the same risk, right? Because they invested like 2 years ago, so back then they were taking more risk, and also in terms of capital velocity, they are locked on their investments since more than 2 years already.
Oh yeah.
So their vesting is actually longer than people that are investing now. Okay, great. I think that's probably pretty much it for me in terms of the question. As we mentioned before, so this deal is accessible on Colony. As of now, there is quite a lot of interest from the community. As you can see here, Pulsar is raising $500,000. There is already almost 400 participants, and on the Nest, there is more than $200,000 that are registered as interest. So yeah, like as at Colony, we are very proud of Pulsar because we invested in Pulsar. Disclosure on the last round as well with Colony's treasury. We've been helping the team throughout the bear market, and we've helped many teams throughout the bear market. Some, we're pushing hard, reducing costs to make sure they can last longer. So Pulsar did that very well, by the way, to then come up on top. Some others did not manage to do it, unfortunately. So I think we have great founders here that are really passionate about what they're building. So yeah, it's I would say rare enough to be highlighted.
Yes, take it into account. At the end, experience is a grade, we say, right? That is. So you need to always adapt to the market conditions and with all our expertise. Well, if you take into consideration, I invite everybody that is going to participate in this private round in Colony, see the quality of the game. After see this interview, you are going to know more about the project. See the amount that we raised in the seed. You're going to see an extremely, very passionate and well done performance of every cent into that seed round mark.
Yeah, and one thing, by the way, that we didn't really quite mention during the interview is the user retention. So you were telling me that the user retention was like very good. For the
let me Fernando told me today we have 38% of retention. Is really good, and that is one of the things that we wanted to prove after many months. Yeah. So in terms of retention, we are quite above of the industry standard. Normally for this type of games, free-to-play, RTSs, and even MMOs, you are around in D90 at 1% or less. Yeah, we are in 38% retention at D90, which is fantastic. So we prove after many months with the game open and different versions and whatnot. What we prove is something astonishing, which is Web3 give an extra reason to not only spend in games. Spending, it's becoming like a investment or temporal investment, and stickiness in the games are quite awesome because the Web3 people that invest in the game, they are actually generating and participating directly into how is the economy. So they give like a lot of value, right? We think that is the main reason because of the data we have and the different cohorts of players, the different behaviors in spending and how they were playing the game, yeah, with the different events and so on. So it's a mixture between economy participation, future revenues, and player engagement, having fun with the game. Astonishing retention.
Yeah. Like I completely forgot to ask you about this. That was on my list though. But yeah. Congratulations on this. It's great. And I mean, once again, like when you see all these transactions on the subnet side, it's actually made by real people. And we've seen that in the past that some of these subnet were basically doing like triggering transaction kind of in a fake way, but you guys, we see the transaction count going up.
Yeah, everybody can enter and see the blockchain tab, do actions in the game, and watch your wallet. You have it there in front of your eyes.
Yeah, and as well, like where do you stand right now in terms of number of users? Last time I checked was like 30,000 users.
It's 32. It's 32 now. Yeah, it's monthly active users. So right now, so we grew a lot because marketing was putting an extra boost in socials. Yeah, they were more active. All the growth we have is organic. Yeah, so worked for us very well when we run again Friends. So Friends was an event that was all about to make dungeon with your friends. Yeah. So in the first one that we did, I think was in August of the past year, was the best one that provoke more engagement and new users. And we decided to do a version 2 because we added tons of different features to the game, improvements and whatnot. Yeah, and we launched Friend 2 and was like an explosion in games, in gamers. So people were calling each other, "Yo, you need to participate," because happened a quite nice network effect. The people that are with us buying NFTs or not, but the majority are buying the NFTs for the tomorrow. Yeah, they have all the friends, and during this last 9 months, they were playing all the games that are not Pulsar, and they always came back. Yo, Pulsar has a new event, and they play regularly. So what happens is that these guys were calling the other friends. Yeah, so became a good friends if you a friends event of making dungeons was wonderful. So we grew, I think was the at GDC, if I remember well, we were after GDC around 8,000, and from GDC till now purely organic 32,000 active players. So it's fantastic. Yeah, you just so we are just about to start with the crazy user acquisition, yeah, and that is when it's going to do the total explosion.
Yeah, definitely. I think after when you guys are gonna go mainnet with all the marketing associated with it and so on, you guys will really be able to increase these numbers and make some noise. And let's face it, you for Avalanche, you will be as well like a kind of a flagship product in a sense that you have a successful game, you have all these transaction counts. It's a real game really running on the blockchain. It's not some some like, yeah, just buy this NFT and the game has nothing to do with it, but you have an NFT, so be happy with it. Here it's like everything is built on top of the blockchain.
Yes, so that is reminding me that in Dubai I was talking with the it's the CEO, it's not the president. The president is Wu, right? So with the CEO of Avalanche, I was sitting in the how they call it the event of Avalanche in Dubai, like
the Avalanche House.
The Avalanche Hub? No, was the thing that we did outside. This event with the
next to Token 2049. Yeah.
Yes, in Token
2049.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that event doesn't matter. That event I was talking with Gun. Yeah, I were sitting down with him, telling everything about Pulsar, because guys, you need to think about that. Avalanche has many things ongoing, and they are very focused in mainnet. Yeah, but someone did the intro, and it was like blown away with what we did. Yeah, actually, he did a post recently about Pulsar. But guys, step by step towards mainnet, and then more and more.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, great. I think we are at the end of this interview. So quick reminder to access this deal. Once again, it's not financial advice, and you should do your own research. So you need to stake CLY token. You need to be KYC on Connie's platform. That's app.colonylab.io. Once again, Colony complies with international fundraising standards, so the US investors, among others, are not allowed to participate. So yeah, that was a pleasure to have you with us, Alvaro. And I hope to have you in the show again when you guys are eating mainnet in Q3.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you if you are watching this video and considering investing in Pulsar. If you want to know more, we are also in the Discord of Colony, so you can drop your questions, and see you soon.
Yeah, Alvaro will be always here to answer any of your questions. Thank you, guys, and talk to you very soon.